I have exactly 1 year to make my app work or I will be deported from the country. And today I want to show you a realistic representation of a journey of a startup founder just 2 weeks after I launched my app on the App Store. To show you that, I literally in the beginning wanted to clean my house before filming this video, but this is starting first by showing you where I'm living. I didn't clean anything. This is exactly how it looks like just 2 weeks after launching my app. Everything is messed up. This is my couch. These are my clothes. That's my workspace, to be honest. Here I work a little bit less. Everything is kind of messed up. And that's actually an authentic representation of how a startup founder is. I may clean my house for the videos, but it's most likely looking like this specifically in these days, specifically for the past 2 weeks. Now, what am I actually doing? 2 years ago, I had an idea to revolutionize the startup ecosystem and to help people find co-founders. We wanted to build an app that helps entrepreneurs find like-minded business partners, so like finding co-founders. Kind of think of it as a Tinder, but for finding co-founders. And the thing is that this is really important because a lot of big programs such as Y Combinator, Techstars, and all of these ones usually don't accept startups unless they have a really good team and really good traction. So all of those early stage entrepreneurs, passionate individuals who don't have that already, don't get any mentorship and don't get any help. So I wanted to find a solution to help these ones specifically. Fast forward in December, I graduated from uni and I decided to take 1 gap year and to work fully on my project. No jobs, no holidays, no distractions. And I have only 1 year in funds and in visa to be able to make this project work, or I'll have to do something else. I'll have to leave the country because I am not allowed to be here if I'm not sponsored by a job, and get a normal job, which obviously I do not want to do. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the journey of my startup, what we have done till now, and how we're going to grow. And I'm gonna try to do it as authentic and as realistic as possible, because most of these videos don't show you everything. We're starting actually really late. We're starting at 11 a.m. for one big reason. For the past 2 weeks of launching our app, we've been working tirelessly and we actually reached 890 users in 2 weeks only. The first week we reached 500 users, the second week was a little bit slower. But the thing is that I started sleeping at 5 a.m. and with that being said, my day started way later. So with that being said, sleeping is a really important part of my startup because I'll be way more productive in the morning. This is why I want to start from the night to see when I'm gonna sleep, actually, because I still have some work to do today, when I'm gonna sleep, and when am I going to start working tomorrow? I spent the first couple of hours working on customer service. That also helped me identify multiple issues, which I spent the rest of the night sending to the developers since they were asleep at that time and I will be awake a little bit late. So they will be able to work on fixing them during the morning. The way that we formulate how we talk with the developers is that we have a Canva page. And as you can see below there, some comments are not fixed and some comments are fixed. And the way that we do it is that we write what is the issue. For example, here, we don't like the fact that people find we have the logo of OnlyFounders when there's a message or the match made, and we like it to come with a picture of the person and with the logo down here. So we write a comment. Once it's fixed, let's take this example. The developers would say, "Don't, please check in the next bill that they send us," and sometimes we just send them a video like this. Here, when I look up for something, for example, Alessandra, it shows 9 minutes. So, yeah, so that's the way we used to communicate at least. I ended up sleeping at 4:30 and waking up at 12, and with my Whoop scores I had 1 hour 27 of awake times in my sleep, so that gave me 5 hours 49 minutes of sleep. With that being said, the next morning I spent my time first to reply to the developers on what they sent me, and just after that I had to craft an email campaign to send to the 2,000 people who are on our newsletter, as well as explaining to them what are the new features that we just sent on the new update of the App Store. At around 2 p.m. I had to get ready and leave because I was invited to be part of a podcast which was at ESCP University, and this university was literally 1 hour away from where I live. I also spent 30 minutes to eat. It didn't take that much time because I already had some pre-made pasta that I've made the night before. So I had to take the GLR. During long trajectories like this one, I usually like to watch podcasts from The Diary of a CEO, from Stephen Bollitt. But also when I do dishes or when I do small tasks, I don't really want to finish the whole podcast on one time, but I usually try to finish 1 or 2 per week every time I have small tasks or doing the dishes. This time I watched a podcast about dopamine and I definitely recommend watching it.
Alright, so dude, this is gonna be like super easy. It's gonna be like about your perspective and about like your personal journey within this, you know, like founders environment, and you know, we just want to hear like your challenges and whatever took you
Explain to us what is this podcast about, like.
Okay, so Daring to Found is actually a podcast that should like demystify entrepreneurship for young students or people who have no touch base with the startup community to actually understand what does it take to do your own company.
Fast forward, it's been 2 weeks and we have 890 users. Probably if I open my phone now, maybe 900, and hope to make the world a better space for early stage entrepreneurs to find like-minded people and to start their ventures. Because unfortunately, a lot of people think that they're not good enough, but if you're being put with the right people, you'll grow better with them and you'll discover your true strength in that.
How will you actually measure that after all? I mean, besides the fact that it's kind of crazy to know for yourself the pressure you have.
I only came back home at 6 p.m., which made the day feel like it's unproductive. This is why I didn't have time to cook, and I just did some mozzarella sticks. If you're a lazy person that doesn't like to cook, this is the best invention ever. We've been also doing a lot of LinkedIn outreach, so we had to reply to all of the LinkedIn messages that I had, which took literally about 40 minutes. Trying to reply one by one and not just copy-pasting the same answers, even though it's about similar conversations.
People looking for co-founders.
Then I had a call with one of my co-founders where we talked about technical challenges and how we're gonna grow with the code. I had to cook something really quick because I didn't really have that much time, so I cooked 4 eggs. And on my way to the podcast, I ate a salmon sandwich with a protein shake and finally continued working even more. We ended the day by doing more feedback and talking more to the developers and sending them the same thing on Canva because they actually sent us a build of the app at that time. Worked a little bit further on replying to emails and then talking to some potential partners. To be honest, after that, it went a little bit downhill because I finished work at 2 a.m. I was so tired from the whole week, and this is not an excuse, and I've been working a lot on filming videos for our vlogs on Instagram and stuff like that, so I was scrolling way too much on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, and that led to me literally spending 2 hours unproductive in my bed watching TikToks and not being able to sleep at the same time, which I completely disliked. I slept at 4:55. Moving on from that, we actually reached 900 users on the app at the end of the day, which is a really great milestone. I didn't expect that it would grow this fast in 2 weeks. This is really one of the best experiences that I had, although I've been learning a lot of things and we've been making a lot of mistakes and learning from a lot of failures as well. I hope that we can create an environment where early stage founders could find co-founders and like-minded business partners and that they could matchmake together. And if you want to look at our app, it's actually called OnlyFounders on the App Store and on the Play Store. And finally, if you want to know how we reached 500 users in the first week and now 900 users by the second week, follow us because you're going to be posting the next vlog about that.